Good evening to everyone. Namaste. Welcome to the session 6 of Nectar of Life. Good to see you back. A lot of videos coming on. Nice to see smiling faces, all looking relaxed. Can you hear me? Show of hands. Can you see me? Okay, then your ears and eyes are good. So, how many of us did the 40 CCB today? At least once? Okay, good. So, welcome to the session once again. It's been really exciting, the kind of questions that are coming on the group. We have a very special guest today, highly accomplished. In fact, the country from where she comes is quite close to my heart because almost 25% of my career, 8 years of my 32 years, I have been reporting to bosses from this country. I want you to guess the country. It's known for its Black Forest. It's known for its manufacturing capabilities and for its world-class automobile industries. And Meeta says Germany already. Okay. So Simon Müller is here with us. Simon, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. So Simon holds a degree in business administration from the Cow University. She was until recently based out of London and just moved to Germany. And what's very interesting about her is she's a business coach, life coach. She's also a yoga teacher for the last 20 years. She's also a healer, as energy healer. And she currently works at the as an assistant professor at the University of Applied Sciences in Bremen. And she's been associated with Sadgamya for the last 4 or 5 years, and she knows Mahesh quite well and Sadgamya quite well. And she's also a master trainer in NLP as a master practitioner, accredited coach and a trainer. And she is consulting for quite a few companies in the world. Companies like IBM is one of them that I remember here. Welcome to the show, Simon. And your association with Sadgamya goes back to the Himalayan retreat.
Correct.
And maybe my first question to you would be, how did the retreat experience help you in shaping your spiritual journey?
Yes, first of all, good evening, everyone, and thank you for your kind introduction. I'm really honored to be here and that Mahesh asked me to contribute to this session. So I have been a retreat junkie for a really long time, but the retreat in the Himalayas was really different. And obviously, that's due to the teacher. And Mahesh has such a depth of teaching and also spiritual advancement that really made a difference. So sitting in meditation just with Mahesh and the group was kind of elevating our energy. But also what I appreciated, and that's not necessarily always the case, is that Mahesh resonates with the Himalayas on a really deep level and was able to allow us to go to special places that normally we wouldn't go. And then for me on a personal level, next to obviously having met the first time Mahesh during the retreat, is the Himalayas. Like I have read of the Himalayan masters and I connected to them beforehand energetically, but being there literally in the homeland and resonate with the energy was a completely new experience. So being able to meditate in the caves, going to certain temples, we did a lot of day trips, even overnight stays where I had to be aware of the tigers. New experience for a German, was truly a very special experience. it became to me, I would even say, a sacred experience due to the breath work. And that was a complete game changer for me. Reason being that the way Mahesh teaches is, according to the 5 elements. And I really distinctly remember how I was in a dried out riverbed, close to the Heidekan ashram, doing my breath work in a little stream. And it was really, an out of space experience. It was just me, my breath, and nature, basically. And I had these visions of, previous situations in my life, but also past life memories. And I was breathing through them. And what happened was that I was able to release them out of my body. And it felt like out of a, basically cellular body experience. And so that's why it was so special for me, because when I came home after the retreat, I felt like my capacity to hold spiritual energy and the connection to the divine had significantly improved and increased, just because my body was cleansed, if that makes sense. All the blockages were released. So it was a very special experience on that level. So next to having amazing meditation experiences afterwards, obviously. But I think, to summarize it, it was really a reconnecting to my body as a spiritual vehicle for my journey, or as a vehicle for my spiritual journey. And even though I've done a teacher training, yoga teacher training in India, the retreat in the Himalayas with Mahesh was kind of a manifestation in my body of this feeling of, the body is where it starts and where it ends in this lifetime, and really being able to utilize that, to having more guidance, which is a really nice thing, trust in the universe, etc. To really, that was it. It was a true game changer and leveling me up in my experience.
Thanks, Suman. I think it's a very enlightening answer to a question. What's more interesting, I think many people who attend this session, it's because of the pandemic, the anxiousness, the fear around the pandemic. So how did this spiritual journey at the Himalayan retreat actually help you through the pandemic?
Well, I think, meditation has always been important to me. I'm trained in transcendental meditation. It's religiously every morning I meditate. But what happened through the retreat is I brought the body in a lot more. So having a consistent spiritual practice obviously helps us when we are in a situation like the pandemic, where there's a lot of fear, personal fear as well as collective fear, and we need to navigate it also with our body, because the body is resonating with that fear. So I made a conscious decision to every day check in, and not only to meditate or do sun salutations, but truly anchor the energy of being the eye of the storm, if that makes sense. So really anchor that and bring that energy into the world. And I think what I had to learn during the pandemic is that by listening to my body, my spiritual practice had to change, because I had to let go of the sun salutations and do something else that my body wanted at that time, which is a silly American video of cardio just to move. But then, I had yoga nidra and pranayama at a different state during the day that became an anchor. So the first thing is really, obviously a ritual is helping with resilience, but bringing the body in. Fear is experienced through the body. So what can we do to shift it? And that was my second really insight during the pandemic, which also relates to the retreat, is I was moving away quickly from fear through actually cracking my mind and connecting myself to the divine. So what I mean by that, and I'm finishing soon, is really the idea that even if the mind is saying this is crazy, like I didn't have any work for 2 years because everything was cancelled due to the pandemic. I was offered a long-term contract, and my mind obviously said, well, that's, great, that's delivered on the doorstep, and I only had 12 hours to decide. And my guidance said no. And then being able to actually work through that fear of livelihood and say, I'm trusting my guidance. And I did. It wasn't easy, but I did. And it was the best decision anyway, looking at it from hindsight. So I think what the retreat did and the work with Mahesh was really trusting my body, trusting my guidance. It was very clearly communicated. So I think this whole notion of staying connected in the body, finding ways of moving through things quickly to be able to access actually an energy that is a lot more positive, because then we can also make quick decisions we might need to do related to our parents or others when there's threat due to a pandemic.
Okay. Thank you, Saman. I think clearly you say that you went with your intuition in the hour of the pandemic, and that's kept you in positive spirits. Thank you so much. And we move over to the start of the session. Mahesh, over to you. Thoughts on Simon's response, and then maybe we start the session.
Good. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Guru. Simon, it was a wonderful sharing. So good to see, all that you've been going through and listening to the body. And it's like, as she said, like paying attention to what's happening inside your body, listening to it, probably one of the greatest thing we all can do in the spiritual journey. Because many times, we look for the answers outside. Instead of that, if we can learn to look for answers for inside, it can change big time. Okay, thank you, Simon, for sharing that. And now, welcome back. Namaste. And today happens to be the 7th session. Maybe some of you are wondering, no, it was 6. No, I'm not going wrong. Like if you add yoga, that becomes a 7th session. We started with, remember, once upon a time, body and mind balancing. We taught few basic thing about 40 ccb, solar plexus corrections, right? And then Brahmari. And then day 2, we discussed about Swara Yoga and then sleeping techniques and revision of the first day, second day. And then 3rd, we call it a yoga because by that time, by Sunday, you started the yoga classes. So yoga is the 3rd one. And the 4th one, we did our progressive relaxation technique. And the 5th one becomes our breath work. And then 6th one becomes our meditation, what we did last class, right? And this is the 7th class. Like we all know, 7 is a very special number. And yes, it's a very, very special number in terms of spirituality, esoteric meaning. It's a very, like 7th day of a week is a rest, called Sabbath, so you need to relax on that day. So today I thought of, I'll, instead of taking you another energy, journey, instead of that, instead of breath work, we're going to do something different today. This is something, which we have been practicing in Sadgamaya. Like we have these healing centers, different places, and we have a therapist. When people come, with various issues like a psychological issue, emotional issue, then physical illness in the body, some of them even chronic illness like depression, cancer, a lot of these people come over a number of years. We have been doing sessions and through breath work, through breathing, even there are many other, like therapies goes on here. And here, along with the therapy, sometimes we tried a few things, small, simple thing, which resulted in a big transformation in terms of wellness. People start feeling better with their body, and they could able to cope up with the stress or get rid of stress very easily. Because many times stress is such a thing, people don't even notice it unless it becomes too much. Like, when they come, we just make them do a little breathing, and already they start noticing some some pain, some tingling. That is because of stress. You're holding on the stress in that particular part of your body. So, and also like well-being, they could able to have a good immunity and feel that sense of contentment, goodness, within them because of these small things we suggested them. So we wanted to share that with you. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. Of course, we have a medical doctors and other specialists in our group in Sadgamaya. But I'm not a medical one. But whatever I'm going to share with you, it's all from the experiences. Whatever I'm doing, or whatever our core team or a therapist group or a research they are doing quite regularly. Okay, this is a years of experience. We have been following these things, and I would like to share these things with you and see how you take it. And then and also like you'll get loads of information available on the internet. You can go and search this information and dig more, do your own research, and see what vibrates with you and how best you can follow this. And the first thing to begin with, Himalayan salt. Maybe some of you heard about this. The pink salt. Pink salt is also called, what we call it, pink gold. Like, it's so powerful, this salt. And maybe many of you are aware of this. The people who consume less salt, or even communities who consume less salt, they have a better health actually. Like one of the example is Japanese. The food contains very less salt. Like even some of the sadhus and monks in the Himalayas I've seen, they hardly take salt. Like they are big no to the white salt we all use. The white salt, according to them, even according to now the science, it's considered to be the white poison. So in that way, our request is, if you can replace your white salt in the kitchen with the Himalayan salt, which is a pink salt, and it can literally change your lifestyle, your health and well-being. Again, it's not in the day one, but over a period of time, you can say 3 months, 6 months, you can see a good improvement in your immunity and also, connection with your system. Okay, so how do we use this Himalayan salt and where do we get it? Like it's mined in the in the Himalayan regions actually, like Leh, Ladakh, and also like some of the border Indian Pakistan borders. In Pakistan, there are, I think, 400, not 100, 400 salt caves are there. Like if you happen to go to Europe and US, there's something called salt cave therapy. It's very famous. I've been some of these caves and I meditated in the cave. Many times people go there, spend a day sometime. Like I've seen, I've heard, I have a friend who is big time into this salt. We'll be bringing him on a Saturday. He will be interacting with you, like sharing his experience. He's called Salt Man in India, and he worked so much with this Himalayan salt, pink salt, and he's an IITian, and he says, when people spend time in these caves, in the salt cave in the Pakistan, he had been there many times, and he has seen many even scientists and many intellectuals come and spend time 1 or 2 days. They feel so much of rejuvenation happening for them just staying in the salt cave. And when I heard about this, when I went to US, I went out finding for these salt, and I just spent a couple of hours. Sometimes even I spend a whole night in the salt cave meditating or doing yoga. It's like phenomenal. The kind of the body absorbs those minerals of the salt because it's a natural cave, and you feel phenomenal with this actually. Especially if you have a breathing issues and all, it's really beneficial for you. And we have one such cave in Mysore. They have built first cave in the in India. It's in Mysore. If you're close to Mysore, or if you're or if you're living in the Mysore, and we will share this address in the group. And he's also a part of us. The person who owns that cave is also part of Sadgamaya. He had come to Himalaya, so you can go there and spend maybe 1 hour or 2 hours in the salt room. You see how you feel like. Okay, so that's one of the way. And another easiest way of using this is you can buy this salt, Himalayan salt, and you can use it like it's available for cooking, like a salt, like powdered one. You can use it for the cooking. You can replace your white salt with the pink salt. Number one, that's one of the best way of being with it. Other uses are like if you have a bathtub, once in a while, maybe once in a week, fill the bathtub and put some good amount of salt, maybe half a kg, 1 kg of this, a pink salt, and soaking there. It's one of my favorite. It's amazing. You'll feel the benefits, instantly. Like it releases a lot of things for you, like stress, the body aches, and you feel so good, and then your body absorbs all those minerals because there's 84 trace minerals in the Himalayan salt, and it's very highly beneficial. See how best you can use it. Those who, if you say, no, I don't have a tub, you can try this. You can take a bucket, half a bucket of water, and put some, take a warm water Okay, then put some salt, good amount of salt, and soak your feet, like in the inside there, maybe for a 20 minutes, or when you're watching a TV or your Netflix movie. That's also a good way of using this Himalayan salt. Or other way would be, you can take some amount and put it in a bucket of water, and then you can have a, you know, shower with it. That's also a good way of using this salt. So consume it, replace white salt. White salt is really, it's called a poison. Please replace. All the mothers who are listening to this show, please do this. In your kitchen, don't keep the white salt, replace it with the Himalayan salt. You will see the difference. Like we have been using, like all the, the trainers you see in the Sadgame and different languages, those who are doing now, most of them, I don't know 100%, but at least I can say 99% of them, they use this, pink salt for cooking. Like we don't use white salt. Like for me, I think almost like a decade now, we don't use white salt at all in my place. It's phenomenal. You see a very good result. And it's hardly any difference. White salt, if maybe you need to pay about what, $40, $50, and the Himalayan salt maybe 60, $70. That's all it is. But the benefits are huge. Okay, try it out. How best you can use this Himalayan salt, and also get an opportunity, take a bath with it, and also like you can, if you get an opportunity, see if you can go, find a cave, spend maybe a few hours there, and what benefit. Even meditating there, it's amazing. It's like one of the, out of the world experience, meditating in the cave. Okay, so all the best with this vitamins, this Himalayan salt, what you can do. The next one I wanted to bring to your notice is vitamin C. And we all know the importance of vitamin C in this pandemic. Doctors keep telling us take vitamin C tablets. But the thing is, instead of taking it only when during the pandemic, why can't you know the right way of taking it, and the right amount, and then keep it like a part of your lifestyle. So I've been taking vitamin C for quite a long now, for many years, but not the tablets one. I did not find the tablet, or even drinking orange juice is such a quality of vitamin C we get there. We found a method after discussing with so many naturopaths, and especially in US, even in India, Ayurvedic professionals, doctors and all. So we found one way, one of the good way. Again, you can do your own research and see what works for you. And what we do here, Sadgamaya for the vitamin C is, there are 3 ingredients you take and mix them in a proper proportion, and that becomes a good source of vitamin C. Probably one of the good source of vitamin C, you can say, compared to the tablet. So what you're going to do, take amla powder. Again, if you can source them all organic, would be really, really good. And also they need to be dried at a low temperature and then powdered in a nice way. Okay, so you can get this in Amazon. There are other vendors. We will talk about it. So take the white amla powder. Then you need to have a orange peel powder and then lemon peel powder. So the proportion you're going to mix, you can look at in the slide we have put there. You take 1 cup of amla powder. That's a big quantity, and then you take half a cup of each one, like orange peel and the lemon peel, half. So totally mixed together, you have 2 cups. Then you mix together 1 cup, half a cup, and then half a cup. So mix together, mix them very well, and then keep it, in a container. And then you can take about 1, or like maybe you can start with half a teaspoon in the morning, or half a teaspoon in the evening. You can take morning and evening. And then if you want, if you're feeling sick, normally this is what I do. Like, whenever I start feeling sick, little cough or something, little uneasiness in the system, for whatever the reason it is, I just increase my dose of vitamin C. I take just 2 spoons in the morning, or maybe in the afternoon again 1 spoon, evening again 1 spoon. Like in just 1 or 2 days, all the symptom just disappears actually, like just disappears. And you get a good sleep. When you take a good vitamin C, you get a good sleep. Your body get the rest what you need. Of course, you need to drink more water. You feel thirsty when you take vitamin C. And again, taking more is not an issue. Like normally, I've heard doctors say, like take only 500 milligram, 1 gram. Actually, it's not, useful. You need at least 2 gram, 3 gram. See what works for you. Okay, you can experiment with your body. You can, and again, you cannot go wrong with vitamin C and also in Himalayan salt, by using them. So just explore it. We wanted to just bring this awareness to you so that you can do your own research and see what works for you. And again, you can do all this, you don't need to spend so much of money. Like And this, for example, amla powder, then lemon peel, orange peel. Even if you get a good quantity, maybe in about 300, 400 rupees, you made about literally about a kg or more than that vitamin C, high quality vitamin C. Again, if you can source it from organic source, it will be amazing. And I found, these are the vendors we normally buy. Amazon is one, and there is one shop called Hebesur in Hubli. They are also very good. Again, no affiliation. We just wanted to convey this to you. You can contact them, or you can buy from anywhere you want. Even Patanjali has got a good amla powder. I don't know about orange peel and lemon peel. And Sri Ayurveda, they have a very good orange peel. So check out where do you get, but this Hebesur guys, they have all the three, and we found the quality is really good, and also rates are very, very competitive. Okay, so with about 200, 300 bucks, you can make for the whole family for the at least 2 to 3 months, which is highly beneficial. So try this, once you make a vitamin C, and whenever anybody feels sick in your family, instead of rushing to the, these tablets and medicines and all of that, just give vitamin C, just give vitamin C, make them drink good water and let them take a good rest. And maybe if you're okay, just make them do a little breath work for 10-15 minutes, what you learned that, or let them do the solar plexus correction and ask them to take rest. Probably in most of the cases, this is what my experience is. Sorry. So my experience is, they'll become better. Like I've done for my family members and my friends, so especially when they travel, from abroad, they come here, after reaching, they have this jet lag and all of that. This vitamin C is like a phenomenal thing. So it can be a good, immunity builder for you. So that way you can make this powder, keep it with you, and then take regularly and see what best you can gain the benefits. Okay. So the next third one I wanted to speak about is magnesium. The magnesium we all heard about, we say, yeah, I get enough magnesium, but it's not. Like when people come to the therapy for us, this is one thing I found, many of the people are magnesium deficiency were there. Okay, they're not having enough magnesium. Many times what we have this cramp, high BP, fatigue, anxiety, for example, and sleeplessness, and joint pain or a weak joints or a bone pain, and then fatigue, most of these things, normally people, attribute them to the potassium deficiency or something, vitamin D or something, but usually it comes because of magnesium. Magnesium is called the master mineral. If the magnesium is right in your body, more than 300 enzymes can work better in your system. It's amazing for the protein, even digesting protein, for many other purpose. Magnesium is very, very important. Let's say I told you can go and do a research and check it out. And how do we, let's say, feed our system, our body with magnesium? How do we do? It's the easiest way. You can just buy, you can go to Amazon and buy magnesium chloride, DE, magnesium chloride. You buy that, and then maybe you take 1 glass of, 1 cup of magnesium, crystals. Normally it will be in a crystal form chloride or in a powder form, and keep it ready. And then take 1 glass of water, 1 cup, same cup measurement, 1 cup of water, and then bring the water to the boiling temperature. Then switch off the fire, and then pour this magnesium into that water and mix it. It will get mixed up quickly. It is becomes now magnesium oil, because that mixture, the water and magnesium chloride mixture, looks like it's got some oil texture, and because of that, it's widely known as magnesium oil. And once you prepare it, you can keep it for even for a year. Ideally, the best would be, make a magnesium oil and then pour a little to a spray bottle, and then the one good way of using it, spray it on your sole, the feet, below the feet, spray it on your sole, nicely before going to sleep, and you can wear socks so that it will not get disturbed. Then you can get a good sleep actually, Rick. And when you wake up in the morning, you can see the difference. Or you can spray it anywhere. You can spray it on your palm, on your skin, it will just, your body will absorb. Or other way would be, you can put it in a water and then soak it. You can soak your feet inside, the magnesium, the water. It's highly, I cannot stress enough how much benefits it can. Again, you cannot overdo with magnesium. You cannot go wrong with it. So just try it out. Maybe try once or twice a week in the beginning. And then once you start feeling comfortable, maybe you can do maybe once in a week or even sometime once in 2 weeks should be okay. Like I told you, we tried this when people come to our therapy centers, when we do especially water breath work, where we fill the tub with water, warm water, and then make them sit inside the tub and do the breath work for an hour or 1.5 hours. And normally we put a lot of these salts in the in the tub, like we put good amount of Himalayan salt, and we could put magnesium into it, so that when they sit in the bathtub, their body absorbs all these minerals. Minerals are the real key, very, very important for us actually. But our soil, like lost all its mineral capacity, especially magnesium. So even our fruits and vegetables doesn't carry magnesium now. This is what the difference, we have found. Even you will feel it. Let's say you're having your fruits and vegetables in here, for example, let's say in Bangalore or some cities like this, big cities like this. And when you go to some of these mountain areas, like especially let's say Himalaya, try to eat the fruits there, for example. The fruits, again, not organically grown, or grown with all the control environment, not like that. If you can buy some, fresh fruits, you get to see a lot of them in the Himalaya. And if you eat those fruits, you will see the big difference in the taste. You know why? The difference is because of the minerals. Those soils are so rich in the mineral, whereas the soils here in around the big cities are depleted. They lost all the minerals. So that way you need minerals. If you have a proper minerals, like that's why I said Himalayan salt can provide 84 trace minerals, and magnesium can do wonders for your body. And then plus vitamin C. How best it can help you, check it out. And then last one wanted to tell you for the today is preparing silver water in your home, at your place. It's highly beneficial. This again, like along with the vitamins, and then minerals, we also need metals to our system, and especially this silver. Have you heard about this saying, born with silver spoon? They don't say golden spoon. Why silver spoon? Because the number of white blood cell, which is immunity, in your blood, white blood cells in your body are directly proportional to the silver in your system. That means if you don't have a silver in your system, the white blood cells can go down. There's so much of study has been done. Like even if you listen to Dr. B.M. Hegde, he speaks a big time on the, on the silver and importance of the silver. I have done quite a few years of research. In fact, we were thinking in future we can do something about the silver. It can do wonders, if you really understand and read more about the silver. Even like eating in the silver plate. For example, if you see some of these Shankaracharyas and the people who are ahead of the mutt, there are many mutts, we have in South India. Normally those monks eat in a silver plate. Why do they eat in silver plate? It's not as a luxury, because it's very healthy. Because few amount of silver ions going to your system, it can do wonders for your energy. So check it out. If you have a silver plate, silver glass, silver, articles at your place, we need to use them, not keeping it for the showcase, just for the show. And here, how we can use this silver thing? First of all, what you need to do, you need to buy a silver coin or a silver, some amount of silver, but it should be 0.999 pure silver. Because normally what you think we buy as a silver, it has got a lot of other metals also, like it has got a lead and very, very poisonous. They use many other. In that way, talk to a good jeweler, okay, whom you can trust. Or the best would be, you can buy the silver coins from the bank. Like you need about 30 gram of silver, and take a 30 gram of silver. Let's say you have a silver coin, pure one, and then take a tumbler and take 4 glasses of water to begin with. In the first week, you take a 4 glasses of water, pour this water in the tumbler and put the silver coin, and then boil the water. And what are you going to do? Reduce the 4 glass into just 1 glass. Okay. And then take out your silver coin, keep it safely for the next time. And water, when it's still warm, pour it to a flask, because if you can keep drinking it warm, it's really good. And then keep sipping that water. You can sip now or you can sip later. One way is you can also drink in the empty stomach in the morning. But again, if it's not compulsory, you can also drink later. After your breakfast, you can have a little sip. maybe after 1 hour, for the next 3-4 hours, if you keep sipping that 1 glass of water, your body will have good amount of silver ion, and which results in so many health benefits. And again, if some of you wants to experiment more on this, along with the silver, you can also add gold, but you need a 15 gram of gold. Okay, again, pure gold. And in the gold, again, it need not be 24 karat, even the 22 karat will do, because copper, what they mix with the gold, it's also fine for the body. In that way, you can have an ornament like a bangle or any ring without any stone, that it's okay to use, or you can buy maybe a gold coin. So 15 gram of gold coin, and then 30 gram of silver. Again, if you want to add, you can add one more 60 gram of copper, 60. So add 3 of them, same procedure, 4 glass of water, reduce it to 1 glass, and then drink, maybe for the first week. And then maybe after the first week, what you can do, instead of 4 glasses, put 2 glass of water, 2 glass, reduce into 1 glass, and then drink it. That'll be nice. You can see a very good, improvement, especially if you have children who are slow in learning, or we can say they have a little distraction, in concentrations and all of that. This can really do wonders, especially gold and silver can do wonders for those children. We have tried for many children, gave a very good result. So just see how best you can try this. Again, try one or try all of it, we will leave it to you. So let me summarize. One is Himalayan salt, okay, and the second thing is vitamin C, third one magnesium, fourth one silver. Okay, so silver, if you want to add gold, copper is optional, but like usually it is like this. Gold, it is said to be it takes care of all the functions in the upper part of your body. Copper takes lower part of your body, and silver takes care of the immunity of your system. It's really wonderful. Just try it out, how best it can contribute for your health. Probably if you try this in a moderate way, like what I told you all this for, I can tell you, you may not even get sick at all. Actually, very rarely you get sick. You experience that well-being, within you so much better. These simple things can do the changes. So check it out, what best it can do for you. And then whatever I discussed with, told you now, we'll put up all of this information with a booklet, maybe 3-4 pages of booklet. We'll put up in a WhatsApp group. So that before you start doing it, you go through that once again. And if you have any questions, let us know. Like I told you, where are you going to buy these? It's not our concern, because no affiliation here. We are not promoting anybody. You just find out who is the good vendor, who is giving you the good quantity, and you got a good price. You buy from there. Try it out, but please try either Himalayan salt or vitamin C. You can really see the difference. Okay. So with this, almost we come to the end of the 7th session. I wanted to make it a little easy today. And the next Saturday, we are getting into a breath work. We will do a intense and a more, we can say powerful breath work coming Saturday. It will be more energetic. So be ready for that. And it would be good, if you don't have anything, if you don't eat anything after 4, like tea is fine, but not to have any snacks or something after 4. So that 5:30 we'll do a real good session. So less of talking, we'll get on to the breath work and see. And also some of you have some questions about breathing and other things. So we can clarify all that on that day. So now, if you have any questions now, till another 6 minutes we have, if you have any questions, I'll be more happy to, because we hardly gave any time for you to ask question after the completing the session every day, right? Today we have a little time extra, so we can spend and take up some questions. Guru,
Yeah,
we are ready.
Thank you so much. And it's not very fair, but only when Simon came on call, you seem to be maintaining the time very well.
Oh yeah. Today we're really going good with the timing.
So one question says, an endocrinologist says that the pink salt has no iodine and should not be used by people with hypothyroidism. Is that correct?
That's a good question. Okay, you do one thing, you can share this with WhatsApp. Okay, if you have any report or something of that particular person, you share that with us. It depends upon case to case. Okay, so but in my experience, 99% we never had any issues. So what we can do, if you have a report, share it with us and we'll check with the doctor, medical doctor, and we will let you know whether you can go ahead with the pink salt or not. Okay? It's a very good question. We will let you know the answer in the WhatsApp group.
So there's another question. Does the vitamin C aggravate varicose veins?
Vitamin C aggravates what?
Varicose veins.
No, in my experience, no. Okay. Rather, you should contribute for the healing. Do one thing, you can check with the doctor. Again, if you want, you can send it to us. We will check and let you know. Okay, but in my experience, I suggested this for the people who had this, because there's so much of confusions on this. One thing I can say, these things, whatever we shared with you, like starting from vitamin C, magnesium, and then even Himalayan salt, and then silver. If you have any disease, any kind of illness you're going through in the body, they will only help to get healed, quicker. They will not aggravate anything. Okay, so in my opinion, because that's why we can discuss. There are many like this, loads of them, but we have just picked up only 4 which are like safe to go. Okay, and again, it's really good. I appreciate your concern on this. What you can do, check with your doctor and also let us know what kind of a varicose issues you have, in what stage is that, and how many years you have been suffering. Let us know in the WhatsApp group, and then we'll check with the doctors and they will reply to you. Okay? Yep.
How long to sit in the bathtub?
Oh, that's a good question. Minimum 30 minutes, maximum up to 1.5 hours will be okay. At least 30 minutes. So don't just be in 10 minutes and rush. It's not a good idea. Just because the bathtub is such a big quantity and you put so much of salt. And again, when you are in the bathtub, in the water, it's really good for we have energy centers in the body. It's really good for them. They cleanse even these energy centers, this salt water. So it's very beneficial, not only for the physical body, it's also for the energy body. And also what we call it, EEP, emotional energy pollution. Our aura becomes dirty. Let's say somebody who is going through a depression or going through a tough time, they come to you and they share all their problems, and other person, after sharing, they feel better, but you feel a little miserable, right? Have you experienced something like that? What happened here? You just collected some EEP from them. That means some EEP, some energy extraction. And when you sit in the bathtub, with the salt, it actually takes away all of these things. It's highly beneficial. So in that way, spend at least 30 minutes there. And also, if you're okay, you can actually do the breathing. You can do the continuous connected breathing while in the bathtub, especially within the salt water. It's very, very beneficial.
One important question: can magnesium, silver, and gold be put together in water for drinking?
Oh,
red flag there.
Yes, no. You can't miss. Okay, so it need to be separate. You cannot actually see magnesium. What I told you now, it's not for drinking. You're not going to drink. It gets only the external applications. You just spray on your skin or spray on the sole. Be careful on that. You're not going to drink magnesium. Okay. So drinking, don't do that. Drinking is not a good idea. Just spray it on the, your skin will absorb. That is the best. The sole, spraying it on the sole, or if you have a pain, for example, knee pain, any joint pain, spray in that area, you can see a good improvement there. Okay, so but gold and silver, you boil the water and then you drink that water. So in that way, you're not going to mix all of them, separate.
So while we put up the answers to these questions in the WhatsApp group, very similar questions are coming up.
Okay.
Mahesh, do you think you can? There's one important question saying, can you please share a demo of doing the breathing in breathwork?
Okay, sure. Now we're going to bring it up this on Saturday, but I wanted to clarify one doubt. Many of them even asked me, I got a personal message where they got confused in the breathing of 40 ccb and the breathwork. Remember, we did a 40 ccb, 40 continuous connected breathing. There, what we did 4 short, 5th breath is longer. Again, 4 short, 5th is longer, right? And it's only in the CCB. That means when you do the only 40 counts, you need to do that kind of a breathing. But when you come to the breath work, you need not do short breath, long breath. No. all your breaths are deep breaths. You do a just, full breath, like means you breathe in full, use your diaphragm, use your lung, rib cage, upper part of your lungs and everything. Like you do a deep breathing basically, like we showed you. So breathe in deeply and then breathe out quick. So keep your every breath continuous connected. So that's what you need to do, kind of a breathing. And we have made a small video on this, how to breathe during the breath work. We will display it. We will show that, we'll play it on Saturday before you start the breath work. So you can observe how the breathing should be, and then we all do. And again, one more thing, like I said, one more question I remember, it was asked in groups also. Like I said, you do the breath work only once in a week, not every day. And many people said, why it is so? It is true because when you do it, you a lot of sensation surfaces up. If you start doing it every day, and then you need a guided therapist to guide you to release all those sensations and and glide through them, and release them through good amount of breathing like that. Otherwise, you get so confused. What's happening with me? So in that way, once if you're a beginner, if you're introduced to breath work only now, and then in that case do once in a week is the best for you. Let's say you already know what is breath work. You came to Himalaya, or you have done 1 day, 2 day workshop with us, or you have done a one-on-one session with our therapist, and you know what is the breath work, and you have done one complete cycle for breathing for 1.5 hours. Then in that case, you can do every day, no issue, because you know how to handle it. So you can do on your own. For the newcomers, for the first timers, it's always good. You just do only once in a week. And we'll go more deep on the breath work on coming Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as we spoke, we have 35 new questions.
Okay.
Dr. Hemlata and Udaya, I think we'll have to work night shift today. We will respond to the questions. And there was one Monica Bose who was raising her hand for quite some time.
Okay.
Monica, you want to come?
Can we get a, okay.
Monica Bose? Darshin, yeah. Yeah, Monica.
Yes.
Hello,
Namaste,
Mahesh.
ma'am. How are you
Nice
doing?
to see you.
Yes, nice to see you too.
Very nice. So this thing about the vitamin C, I asked about it myself. I had COVID and the only thing my doctor gave me was zinc and vitamin C. I have never taken vitamin C because every time I took vitamin C, I'd get a cold instead of not getting a cold. Now, when I took the vitamin C, I was aware, I had read somewhere that vitamin C works against the varicose veins. I don't have prominent varicose veins, but I have been warned that I have varicose veins. And I saw my varicose veins flaring up. I just stopped it, COVID or not.
Oh, okay. You took vitamin C and then you had a, inflammation increased, varicose?
I have, like my yoga teacher tells me to do certain things to improve my, to control the varicose veins. But when I was taking those vitamin C tablets, I saw them becoming prominent.
Okay.
So I just stopped it and I just stopped it.
Okay, good that you stopped actually. What we'll do now, let me check it out. Like I told you, like we will speak to the doctors here, medical doctors, and then we will get back to you.
And I have another point there. You know, you did the 20 minutes continuous CCB.
Correct.
Please just make a PDF of that 20 minutes and give it to us because your voice keeps us going and keeps the pace. So we are not slowing down, we're going at its constant pace. Because it was a remarkable experience.
Okay, thank you. We will do
Saturday's PDF,
Yeah. So you mean to say that voice file, that the voice where I'm guiding, okay.
Yes, just your voice.
Yeah, we'll do
20 minutes.
It
would help every one of us. I'm sure.
Okay, we will do it, yeah.
Thank you so much and so beautiful to see you.
Thank you for being there.
Thank you. Namaskar. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Monica. And Mahesh, I think there are questions around how do I get into the WhatsApp group and all. I think we will.
If you can just tell them, if you can, those who are not in the WhatsApp group, if you can put up your number right now in the chat box, your WhatsApp number, our, like Sadgamaya team will add you into the WhatsApp group straight away. Okay, and you will be there. I think that's the quickest way to do.
Yeah. Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you, Simone, once again, and thank you all of you for attending the session.
Yes.
Looking forward to next week. It's going to be a very different. We expect a lot more people over the weekend, and let's make it a grand session for group breathworks. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Guru. Thanks you all. Bye.